This week's Build Your Big Three Best Fast Food Meal Edition.
Drinking too many calories for me, so I'm gonna go ahead and take the double quarter pounder from McDonald's.
Are you? Are you taking a double QPC?
Yeah, screw it. Throw it on there. throw it in there.
Double QPC.
If I ever stumble across a McDonald's, Arby's, Burger King combo, they're in for a rude awakening, my friend.
Here we go.
Wake up with the Sleeper Boys podcast, hosted by me and my brothers Bill and Dean. On this week's episode, we go over the previous week, difficult resolutions, build your big three, best fast food meal edition. Of course, we had a little mystery during Dean's conspiracy theory of the week, and leave this episode on a high note during Bill's Balls Games. Speaking of, Bill, how you been, man?
Great. It was a great week. Hope everyone had a great Christmas.
Great.
You guys had a great Christmas. We have one coming up here in a couple days for our family. Did you guys get everything you want?
If you're talking about loneliness and drunk, then yes.
Nailed it again.
Nailed it this year. Santa got me.
I wanted to show off something. I got a Christmas present. If you're listening to this on Spotify, which, by the way, shout out to Jason Dawson, who commented on the podcast episode on Spotify. He listed his top 3 Christmas movies. And let me pull it up here real quick because
let's hear that.
Right here. So his 3 were, number 3 was Miracle on 34th Street from 1947.
Okay.
It's a Wonderful Life was number 2.
It's good. That's a good one.
Number one, Polar Express, isn't it?
Holiday Inn. I don't know if that's from 1942. All 40s.
Jason, if you could stop listening to our podcast. That was an embarrassing submission. I got to be honest with you. If you don't have one movie past 1950, I mean, dear Lord, my guy. I'm just kidding. I mean, but seriously, let's
check out Elf.
Let's clean that up a little bit, huh?
To the 90s.
I'm guessing. Hey, I don't know Jason personally. Do I? Do I know Jason personally?
No.
I don't. But I'm guessing he is a middle-aged white man.
That's correct. That is correct.
He's taking it back to the good old days. When movies were good, baby. They were. I'm just kidding, man. No, those are good movies. I'm just giving you a hard time.
It also says here in a close fourth, Medea's Christmas.
Oh, really?
What a wild list this guy's got.
Is that Santa Claus? No, that would be something.
Man. So, anyways, thanks.
His honorable mention.
Thanks for the comment. Appreciate that. Thank you for listening. So that kind of got off track, but I did want to point that out. I got a Christmas present that I think you guys are gonna really enjoy here. So turn on. I'm putting my head here for a minute. Yeah.
So you got a Prince Harry or whatever.
Yeah, I got a free piercing.
Yeah, I got a piercing. Check it out.
Check this out. I don't know if you guys can see it.
You're watching on Spotify. Bill's pulling his pants down.
Can you guys see it at all?
Watching, listening. No.
It's like
Are you holding something?
No, it's
the
right
si-
here.
The
Oh.
the neon sign. Oh. Pull your pants back up now.
Let's say wake up.
Yeah. It says wake up with BD. I got it from my sister-in-law's fiance. We
Oh,
nice.
trying to make a name for himself in the fam, huh?
yeah. Yeah, no, pretty sweet, huh?
That is sweet.
Yeah.
I was like, that's cool. It doesn't change colors, so that's a step down. But besides that,
He's a future in-law, so it's like, what are you gonna do?
What are you gonna
yeah. So
What do you really expect from your in-law's husband, future husband? That's as good as you're gonna do. So nice work, guy.
Yeah, top of the list of future in-law gifts, I guess. But no, that's pretty cool. So thank you for that. Thank you to Dan for that. I did see something in regards to gifts this week. There was a thing where it said, according to a most recent survey, 39% of people regift their unwanted items, and 35% of people just hold on to the unwanted item and never use them, and then 32% exchange them. So I was thinking about this because I have had gifts where they've sat in a bag for 2+ years.
Yeah.
Just never, whatever it may be, just never gotten to them or whatnot.
Yeah.
Is there did you guys have a terrible gift, or did you get a gift where like a year later you like open the bag, or you open like a dresser drawer and you're like, oh, I could actually use that? Because that happened to me like a week ago. It was like a bunch of white undershirts mom gets us every year.
I know what pack you're talking about. Yeah.
I never wear undershirts, so I just
Same.
but I always keep them just in case. And then I needed one for whatever reason. I'm like, hey, look at that. I'm glad I didn't get rid of them.
Yeah, I always wear undershirts, but
I would say
like right now I'm not wearing one, but
Oh,
so not always. I'd say my worst gift would be, and to no fault of their own, I guess, but would be a baseball jersey I never wore. I'd say that'd probably be. Yeah.
Can almost picture it.
Who couldn't forget that one?
This is probably a good team.
Enough time has passed.
Was your team?
It was your team. That's right.
Yeah,
it was your team.
0-0.
It said my team. It said my team on the front. I'd say that's probably my worst gift. Not everybody can. Someone's got to be at the bottom.
I've never really.
Yeah, but that was clearly.
I guess
they probably don't even remember it anyway. Honestly.
I've never found a gift that later where I was like, oh, I could use that, because most of the time I just probably don't find it again. But I think probably the gifts that I know I'll never probably wear, like hats. So like not like winter hats, but like a ball cap. Maybe a couple of big dog shirts here or there. They were bought a little too big, because I was a fat kid, and then I didn't grow into dogs. Them. Yeah, they're for actual. You get a 3X as a 12-year-old. You're like, oh, okay. I see where my life is going. Cool.
Just making sure you don't grow out of them.
Make sure you're just a growing boy. Like
you don't grow into them.
But yeah, other than that, I can't really think of anything off the top of my head.
Yeah, I mean, I'm having a hard time thinking of like a gift that I was like, oh, why? Why would you do that? I usually just hold on to whatever. I know I've gotten some bad ones. I just can't think of what they were. I can think of one time where I did re-gift something but it was a good gift. It was like a $50 gift card to
Oh,
it might have been Home Depot or something. And I knew somebody who would definitely use that like in the next week. Like if they got one, they would use it. So I used that. I regifted that with something with it. Right. I was just one of those things. I can think of that. I can't think of one. I know I've gotten one. I just can't think of what it
Right.
is.
that was the thing I was gonna bring up because I don't think I've ever regifted something,
Yeah.
but that in that instance that would make a lot of sense.
Yeah. I thought it was a good idea. I mean, because I was like, well, I'll use it, but at the same time, it was like $50. I know this person likes to go there a lot.
And it was a $50 Home Depot gift card. They're like, I'll use it, but not for the reasons it's intended for. It's just, I don't know how many bags of
I'm in
chips
the
I can
snack
get.
section. Yeah.
At Home Depot.
You got a jerky sale today? Or
You're just standing at the checkout counter putting a bunch of candy bars on them.
and I'll buy a stapler. So,
I hear you.
$45 in jerky.
Buy 3 2-liters, get one free.
Yeah.
Home Depot. Just doing a little grocery shopping here at Home Depot.
They actually do pretty good like with toys and stuff too at Christmas time. They usually get a nice big section of stuff out. If you don't go,
Menards-
you'd be surprised. Yeah, Menards too.
has groceries.
Yeah, I have seen that. I know a guy that like swears on getting their milk, getting his milk from there. So I don't know if it's cheaper.
I used to not be able to stand the Menards guy on the commercials because his mouth always be like Menards like that, and I saw it every time, and I'm like, I don't like that guy. I don't like why. I don't like that he does that.
I don't care if you can save big money or not.
Yeah,
I hate him.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, I mean,
And another thing.
Christmas is all right. I kind of sat around, watched football, played games, by myself. Just a few tears. No, it was fine. I enjoy having the days off, so that's never a bad thing for me.
You just replay Blue Christmas on repeat.
Yeah, just cry.
By Elvis.
big Elvis guy. But I don't know. I've just been recently I've just been trying a lot of new food and stuff like that. Like I had Thai food for the first time like a week ago, maybe, which was because I've always been I've been waiting for somebody because I need I want to try these different things, but I need somebody to tell me what I should get because I don't know. You know what I mean? Given Thai food is pretty.
What'd you get?
I mean, it's Asian. I ended up getting I got drunken noodles because one of our coworkers suggested that to me. And then I've always wanted to try pad Thai. That was my big thing because I've never had it. And I was like, it's probably just going to taste like a glob of peanut butter noodles.
Chicken pad Thai is always the first person at a Thai restaurant. You'd be like, get the chicken pad Thai.
It was good. You don't even, it doesn't taste like peanut butter. Because that's what I was picturing in my head is that it would taste like peanut butter. And I was like, I don't know if I want that with a bunch of noodles and chicken. You know what I mean? That doesn't sound great, but overall it's pretty good. Had Indian food for the first time. That was a couple of weeks ago. But that I was like, I know there are flavors that you have to get used to, right? That's what they say. But I also don't know what to get. So I'm just getting random stuff.
What'd you get? Because I love we went on kind of a Indian food splurge for a little bit because I completely enjoyed it. What'd you get? Do you remember?
I got I know I wanted to get the stuff you hear about usually, like samosas. I got a samosa, whatever their price was for that. And then I got some paneer cubes, deep fried paneer cubes, the cheese. And then some green curry thing. And I don't know, man. It wasn't.
Did
It
you
was
get the
okay.
You ever had butter chicken?
Yes, I've had that before. Yeah.
Oh, dude,
I mean,
that's
there's
that's
definitely
good.
stuff you're gonna like. I mean, you guys probably remember I had an Indian roommate for a little under a year.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
He used to use his pressure cooker on the daily. But
Oh, yeah.
there was also a Indian buffet restaurant in Lansing that I went to before COVID. And that would have been perfect for you too, Dean, because like you could just try a bunch of different stuff.
Yeah.
Because like stuff you're looking at,
Mhm.
you're like, yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna like
Right.
that or
And
not.
I'm
And
willing-
then it's
and I'm
like,
willing to
oh, this
try
is
it,
awesome.
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And be like, oh, this is great. I don't know what I still don't know what I like at Indian
Right.
food, but I know I've eaten a bunch and I've liked a good amount of it.
I
So
I wasn't a fan of I thought I'd really like the paneer, but it was very dry. And I know they like, make it themselves or whatever, I mean, I guess that's how all cheese is made, right? That people make it themselves. But I don't know. It was a very dry. I thought it was gonna be like cheesy, like, like essentially like a cheese curd, what I
Yeah,
mean? But it
right.
was not. And
It's
I
not a
think that
cheese curd.
expectation made it worse for me because I was expecting something completely different. You know what I mean? Then the
Mhm.
sauces are different. They give you like a plum sauce. But I mean, it wasn't that bad.
The place we went to, it's called Pinned, or I don't know. It's PIND.
Yeah, yeah. I think
That
that's where I got the butter chicken from.
yeah, that and the naan. Oh, dude, it's so good. I know it's probably the most basic Indian dish, but still.
Yeah, I guess when I said I tried it for the first time, I meant more like not your like stuff you
Yeah.
see. Like I've had like the tikka masala and butter chicken before, but I mean, I just kind of figured that was just like standard. But I wanted to try something completely off of what I would consider,
Yeah.
because I don't mind butter chicken or tikka masala, but
Man, that would have been a great place for us to go. Is that buffet I went to before because it was like good,
yeah,
but I remember last I knew up there, it was like it hadn't reopened since COVID, and it was just one of those
buffets are
things where
a
it's like
dying thing.
it was a great lunch buffet,
Mm.
niche, but people were there, right? I mean, it was just
Right,
one of
yeah.
those because it was good. It was
For sure.
pretty affordable. I mean, in
Especially
the general
buffet
sense.
style too,
Yeah, you can just try stuff.
Mhm.
So anyway, sorry.
Yeah, no, and then the only other thing was I was doing a little bit of light Christmas shopping, and was just happened to stumble upon secondhandbirdies.com.
Mm,
And I almost,
Just
because
happened.
I know Eddie was talking about getting a set of clubs off of there. Right now, there's a set of Arrow Top Flights irons. I mean, $90, you get 8 clubs. It goes from 9-iron to 4-iron plus a pitching wedge. I was like, that's not a
Man.
bad deal. He's starting to get some. They're starting to have some merch on there. Well, not like their own merch, but like club head covers and golf bags and different things like that for somebody literally just looking to just maybe try golfing. It's not a bad option to go to just buy something cheap or discount.
Nick, if you're listening to this, actually I don't have a mallet, so never mind. The pink putter head cover's pretty sick. Like, I'm looking at it right now. It's
Yeah.
like a white ping. That thing's sick.
Yeah. And I think these are all
No.
things that just got recently added. And he's got a lot more inventory now, especially now that Christmas is over and stuff, So, I mean, it's definitely, we're starting to get back into the golf season,
Hey, all
It's-
you lady,
it's
all you
December.
lady listeners, fellow listeners, if you got a loved one that enjoys some golf, I mean, Valentine's is right around the corner, my man.
And he's got there's some lady clubs on there too. So it's not just, men's clubs and stuff like that. You can get all sorts of different stuff. So
It depends on
check it
what
out.
kind of club you identify with.
yeah. I guess. I mean, the lady clubs, if you're a 6'5" person, you're probably not going to want the lady club because it's going to be very short.
You tell that to a 6'5" guy who likes lady clubs.
I mean, if he's rocking them, then it doesn't matter what he's swinging. I don't care what he's hitting.
There's looks like a True Line right-handed putter. It's brand new, $30 instead of 60. Eddie, that Tommy Armour driver's still on there too for 20.
Still there, huh?
Still there, waiting for you.
Go pop yourself a cup at the range or in your backyard. You're in a small town. You're in a small town.
Honestly, compared to what happens around here, nobody'd call the cops. So.
Like, you see the mountains over there?
Watch this. Then I duff it 10 minutes.
You get into a dude's garage.
And if you already have a set of clubs, you don't want to buy clubs, but you need them cleaned.
Yeah.
Go to secondhandbirdies.com for a good club cleaning service that Dean says you can get the extra.
$5 extra, I'll spit on all your clubs.
Wow. For $5.
For $5. I'll go to the cleaning place.
Podcast spit.
Yeah, I'll bottle it. I'll send it to the cleaner.
We've probably got one weirdo who might actually pay for that. That we don't even know. He's just like, oh hell yeah.
Catch me on my OF, you know.
I've seen every episode of these guys.
Nick's like, we got this weird request to clean clothes with your spit. Please stop bringing that up on your podcast.
Sure. Yeah, it's weird.
No, but really, if you need your clubs clean, get in touch with them.
Yeah, definitely check it out. It's worth a look for sure.
Nice. Oh. That's fun. Yeah, I mean, I had a good week too. I had the Christmas stuff. Kids had a good time. Swim meet, sports practices, like Bill said. I mean, got some stuff at Christmas, man. I got a few nice bottles of bourbon. That's usually I'm looking for. Drinking Woodford Reserve right there, which is middle of the road but nice. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want anybody to buy me a bottle that's like a fifth that costs more than $50. Like, then I'm uncomfortable. And I think at that point you're kind of outpricing like how good it can really be. But that's
how do you feel about 5-0? Somebody's got a little present coming up this week. This weekend.
I mean, I'll tell if you make me drink it there.
Oh yeah,
then
I need
you'll
to see you use my gift. I need to see you use my gift.
That's something I'm probably gonna have to mix.
No, you don't want to ruin the flavor of the 5-0 vodka.
But yeah. Well, I thought you were talking about their whiskey. I'm pretty sure they make a whiskey too.
No, so. I know you kind of like whiskey, so I need to go a different route. You need to widen your horizons a little bit.
5 o'clock vodka. I've had enough 5 o'clock vodka, unfortunately.
Right.
Too much. I've had too much. Yes, and any amount is probably too much, but I've had plenty.
Yeah, no kidding.
Got this flag, behind me here. It takes more. It's a Lions flag. Got this shirt, man. Got this Spartans fan zone sign. All the good stuff, man. I don't know. I had to show some of that off, but I was starting to think, now that we're moving on past Christmas and we're getting into the New Year's, I was thinking, I usually don't make a resolution. I haven't this year, but I was trying to think of like what would be a really hard thing for me to give up on a regular basis or an everyday basis. And honestly, that was kind of tough to think of too. But I guess I settled on caffeine.
Like I feel like daddies.
No, I don't.
Settled on natty daddies.
That would be tough to give up for the whole year. I'll tell you. But I feel like caffeine, just because I could go, like, if you said, hey, no caffeine, or if I made a resolution like tomorrow, I'd be like, okay, it's fine. But there's always a day or a couple days where you're like, man, I gotta have something,
Mm.
to get you going,
Yeah.
coffee or energy drink or whatever, because you're struggling. And I feel like that would be the hardest thing for me to probably give up for a year,
Definitely.
that I can think of, that I have on a fairly regular basis. I mean, other than that, I didn't know if there was anything like that for you guys that was like, that would be a hard resolution.
To
you
keep
could think
for
of one.
365 days,
Yeah.
I would probably be pop
Mm.
for me, because I drink a lot of Diet Pepsi. It's weird. I had some Baja Blast that was in our fridge.
Mm.
And I used to love Baja Blast, like drink it, that and Code Red,
Mm.
you know. Man, I took 3 sips of that today, and I told Cass that I'm getting old. It's like I can't drink that anymore. And then I look at the nutrition facts, and it's 147% of your added sugar daily intake.
Yeah.
It's like, oh well,
Not to mention it's like 300 calories too, just for that little can.
yeah. Add that with your 260 calorie half a honey bun.
Whoa, I feel a little attacked here. hey there, guy.
Hey, I saw that.
I don't know why the weight
again.
was so severe.
I saw that again, and I might even have one. But I like the Body Armor drinks,
Yeah,
and it was a similar situation.
yeah.
I can't remember what the numbers were, but the half didn't add up to the whole, or it was more than the whole, or whatever.
Like
I'm
half
like-
the bottle's 100 calories, and the other half, if you drink the whole thing, is 300 or something like that.
Yeah, it's something stupid.
Yeah,
It's like, how does I don't get it.
it doesn't make sense.
But pop would be it for me. I drink a lot of Diet Pepsi now, so
Mm.
even like I could probably do it a solid 3 months and be all right. But man, you start getting into when you're at somebody's place and you're like, I don't want water again. It's
I don't want to
But-
sustain my body with
Yeah.
water.
Yeah.
The nerve of this guy, Give me a Diet Pepsi. He's just freaking out. Somebody give me a TP, please.
So yeah, no, that'd be mine.
I
Yeah,
think mine
that's a good
would
one.
just be like just classic, like working out. It's hard for me to just stay in
It'd be hard for you to give up.
yeah, it would be hard for me to
It'd be hard for me to stop doing
give
this
up-
working out every
give
day.
up not working out. I mean, for me to give up not working out would be the hardest thing ever. No, I don't know. Probably similar to Bill's, probably, or like yours. Caffeine is a big thing. I don't know if I go other than the weekends, because I don't really, I'm not like out and about and doing a whole lot of stuff. So like I don't need the caffeine as much.
I
but
hardly
during the
see
week,
light.
I don't touch grass. But yeah, no, like I mean, other than that, 5 days every week, I always have some sort of caffeine in the morning, whether that be a pop or an energy drinker. I like some mornings when I get up early for my early day, I'll get to work and I'll just chug a cup of coffee as soon as I get there. I'll just make it and then just chug it immediately and then leave. And then leave for the day.
I'll tell you what,
So-
man. No, like chugging a cup of coffee gets me going a little bit more than drinking an energy drink down or something like that. I don't know if it sustains as long.
No, it doesn't. I usually
The
get
energy
about
drinks don't
halfway.
do that much for me either.
It depends. For me, I always drink like a specific one that I thought helped me. I used to drink the NOS a lot when I worked at Denny's. I drank those all the time. I always thought that helped me, and I couldn't go a day without it. Like I could not
You're
go a day
nosed
without
up.
it. I was fiending for it. Given I worked with a
Uh-huh.
guy that was like, "Hey man, can you get me 6 Red Bulls from?" He used to do some drugs before.
Sure.
And
I
that's
mean,
how I think that's
Nos,
how he got drinking like
Nos
8
tastes
Red Bulls.
good.
Yeah.
I
Then I
don't feel
started
like it
drinking
does a lot
Reign.
for me.
The Reign energy
Mm.
drinks were like 300 milligrams of caffeine. So I would drink
I like
those
the fast
after
twitch
Nos.
Gatorades.
Oh, okay.
Those have like 200 some milligrams of caffeine. They taste really good. It's not that much to drink. It's like, 12 ounces.
Yeah.
But I always feel like those get me pretty good. I like those a lot.
Mm.
You guys ever get into matcha?
I mean, I've dabbled at, but
I've never actually had.
only after hours, if you know what I mean.
Kate's been she's been starting to make me drinks for the morning where it's just like
Half vodka, half matcha.
yeah, just completely gone by the time I get to work.
Little
But I'm
Tide
awake.
Pod ice cube.
I'm awake.
Tide Pod ice cube, is that what you said?
Yeah. She's like,
But
drink
it's
up.
Just fucking tweaking out. Bill, are you
Who
on
needs-
meth today?
Who needs coffee?
Who needs coffee?
I think she put 2 cubes today.
But she's been put like it's like a strawberry syrup and passion fruit syrup and put them together with water and then adds matcha in there. And I've actually felt pretty like I'll drink it on the way to work and I feel pretty awake. And I guess it's good for you. I guess it's got like antioxidants and sometimes it actually has more caffeine or as much caffeine as coffee. So just thought.
Just thought.
Well, there you go. I mean, lots of thoughts going on there.
I gotta offset the DP.
Dude, I was hooked on DP for so long, but I just stopped buying it and I just started just buying water.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So yeah, I just load up my fridge with water, and if I don't buy the Diet Pepsi, it's how I've quit a lot of things. If I just don't buy it, I'm not going to have it.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's usually it usually works out pretty
So
well.
I tell myself like, well, if I don't have it, I'm not going to do it, right? I mean, so I was just drinking. Just all I drank was Diet Pepsi. I felt like for 2-3 years straight. I think this is like all I drank, and so I was like, that's not good. Yeah,
No.
that's really bad.
It ain't
So-
bad.
now I just buy water, and I'll get some other stuff. Like I like the body armors, and I'll have a pop a couple times a week for sure. But I'm just trying to. I just felt like I was just too hooked.
Yeah.
Amen, brother.
But I've gotten worse as time goes on. Maybe that'll be a New Year's resolution that I won't make or keep. So
Yeah.
that's
I'm gonna
one thing
lose
to think
60
about
pounds this year. So
I mean, a New Year's resolution that we absolutely could not keep would be to stay away from the delicious food and offerings at the one and only Adobo Boy. Isn't that right?
It is right. Adobo Boy, official sponsor of Wake Up with the Sleeper Boys podcast. Dean, Eddie, and myself, Filipinos,
Proud.
Filipino American pride. I'm not gonna say it because
yeah.
love a delicious Filipino meal, and Adobo Boy delivers just that with their amazing food and vibes that are unmatched in the food industry. Not only do they have delicious food, they also go against the grain of a traditional restaurant and tinker with their menu to bring you an amazing variety of Filipino cuisine. Their menu rotates weekly, but there are changes that come in. But so there's always a reason for you to come back to try more authentic Filipino food. One dish you can always count on for lunch is Kuya Collins chicken adobo, a Filipino classic with tender chicken braised in soy sauce, vinegar, and coconut milk, served with quail eggs, Jackie's papaya salad, and cucumber slices over rice. The other adobo that's at lunch, it seems like, from what I understand, is going to become a permanent staple at lunch is Red's Pork Adobo Bowl. And Dean, give it to us. Let us know what's in that delicious dish for lunch.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that's a good call on their part. Similar to the Kuya Collins, it's tender pork, braised in soy sauce and vinegar on a bed of rice with Jackie's achara, a papaya salad, slices of cucumber, and a fried egg. I tend to eat the ingredients somewhat separately, other than the rice and the egg and the pork. Or you can, as Ace recommends, or you can mix it up like Bill and Ed both do. It's delicious either way. It's worth buying two just to try it for yourself.
Yes, I agree. Thank you, Dean.
Yes, and I too agree with that.
I do agree.
Yes, I do
That-
like that also.
Oh, all right. Well, if you're into trying new and different foods or just like some amazing adobo and vibes, stop in and say hi to owners Ace, Jackie, and Red, who are amazing people who genuinely care about your dining experience. Eddie, give the people that experience in story mode. Go.
Yes, I do like that they do make it a food that's real good, okay?
It is real good.
That's real good, all right? I like the food and it tastes good. No, you're going to get there. And you're instantly going to be impressed because you're going to experience the ambiance and notice it as soon as you walk in the door. You're going to take in those beautiful aromas. And you're gonna know that something good's going on. You're gonna get up to the front. You're gonna order that Kuya Collins, and you're gonna say after you order the food, "Wake Up Podcast." And when you say that, they're gonna give you 5% off your entire bill. That's right. You just say "Wake Up Podcast," and they're gonna give you 5% off. So you get to walk in, you get to experience the ambiance, you get to take in those aromas for free. Those cost you nothing. You get up to the front, you're going to talk to somebody who's happy to see you. Incredible experience. You're going to order that Kuya Collins, and then you're going to say, "Wake Up Podcast." They're going to give you 5% off. And you're going to say, "Man, that was a deal I really couldn't beat." So again, say "Wake Up Podcast," get 5% off. You see, I like that. I like it when I get to order the foods and I get 5% off right away, and it's real good. Okay, it's one of my favorite things.
It's amazing. So if you want that 5% off, thank you, Ed. If you want that 5% off, you want that delicious adobo, you want those amazing vibes, go to adoboboygr.com for official hours and menu items. Real quick update from Adobo Boy themselves. Starting in January, they're going to have more consistent hours to make it easier for you and your family to enjoy your favorite dishes. Lunchtime will feature classics like Dean and I already talked about, the pork and chicken adobo, while dinner time will offer an expanded menu for a richer dining experience. They're also going to be introducing 2 special experiences, which we've talked about: Filipino breakfast, which will be every Saturday now, and Saturday night cultural dining experience. Reservation only. It's for 10 to 12 guests. It'll be a unique way to dive into Filipino history, stories, and cuisine. A truly meaningful and flavorful evening. So, normally, as of right now, Adobo Boy is open Tuesday through Friday, 11:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. for lunch, 5 to 7:30 for dinner. Saturday, same schedule, except for dinner used to be till 8:30, but they're going to have Filipino breakfast. So the hours are going to vary. So get to adoboboygr.com for official hours. Adobo Boy is located at 3740 28th Street Southeast, Kentwood, Michigan, inside the amazing Myanmar restaurant.
It's beautiful.
Two restaurants together. And Adobo Boy is right there with them. Get there, get fed, get happy. It is always better at Adobo Boy.
It's a beautiful place.
You gotta love it, man. Gotta love everything about it.
The breakfast
You
special.
go there. Bill's bringing his little Filipino breakfast sausage. It's gonna be a good time every time.
No, I'm not.
Oh, yes, you are.
I wouldn't do that to a double boy.
It's not enough to go around.
Yeah.
Never.
It's never enough.
Oh,
No,
man.
I'm going to be singing Blue Christmas by Elvis.
It's a really good song. It really.
It's a classic. It's a
You'll love
classic
it.
for
You'll
sure.
love it.
Yeah, I mean, you go there, man. I mean, you really can't beat it. You know, it's every time you go and whatever you order, you're basically ordering yourself an elite meal. You know, one that you wouldn't even have to think about putting together. But in this case, as we're moving forward, or that changes during this week's Build Your Big Three. Best fast food meal edition. So by that we mean you could choose an entree, a couple entrees, an appetizer with a drink, whatever from fast food locations. It could be anything, but you're building your best fast food meal together. So for those who don't know, we do this as a snake style draft where we draft up 1, 2, 3, and then draft back down 3, 2, 1. And again, we are building our big three best fast food meal. The order this week is Bill, Dean, then myself. Bill, round one, pick one. You're on the clock.
Well, there's a lot of options on here.
Oh, there's so many
And
options left.
So many options. I'm stuck between two. Because I think if I take one, the other's definitely gone. I'm going to go with a Whopper with cheese.
Whop with cheese.
Whopper
Round
cheese
one, pick one. The greatest thing that's happened to Burger King in a long time
is us.
is us giving the Whopper with cheese the number one pick.
Number one. It's a hell of a sandwich.
Woo!
Oh, that is a hell of a sandwich.
Veggies, cheese, flame broil.
I'm gonna take the Whopper without cheese for my
Another excellent choice.
Another excellent choice.
I'm gonna go with Whopper, add bacon, no cheese.
Oh,
be
man.
perfect first round.
I do love the Whopper. That would have been my pick.
Really?
Yeah,
That was your first round?
Yeah.
No, I know.
I think
It goes well with everything.
Yeah, I love a Whopper. It was on my list.
You never be too upset. Ah, man, I'm stuck between two now. It was an easy first pick for me. I didn't think Bill would take the Whopper with cheese right off the board, right out from under my nose like that.
I knew where you were going.
He's a sick son of a.
You're 6. Here's the thing: if I'm going for off of like what people would like, if this was like an actual vote, like if people are actually voting on this, I would pick something else. And then
Go with what you want.
The thing I love.
Bill already did.
He's doing it. He's doing it. Damn it.
I don't know if this is what you're doing. I'm going to say screw it. I'm going with the classic beef and cheddar.
That was my backup in case.
Okay. I didn't think you were going to go there. I thought that was going to be my round 2 pick one.
At least I was close in projection.
I mean, you weren't too far off. There's still
It wasn't a
ton
Christian
of
Ponder.
great options on the board.
You know what I mean? It wasn't a Christian Ponder pick.
No. So with that, I'll go with the spicy chicken sandwich at Wendy's. I mean, love that sandwich. Have never not loved that sandwich.
Very true.
It's consistent. Other places have had spicy chicken sandwiches, and they're just not as good. They're just not as good. The closest, honestly, is probably McDonald's spicy McChicken. It was like a good backup, but it's still not the Wendy's spicy chicken.
Are you taking out like chicken place chicken sandwiches?
I think those got overhyped, and I think that brought it down to me.
Okay.
Like Popeyes and KFC and stuff. Like, especially the Popeyes one.
chicken sandwich.
Yeah, it's good. I'll tell you what. I don't think I've ever waited 25 minutes for a Wendy's spicy chicken sandwich. I'll tell you that. I don't think I've ever been totally ignored for 10 minutes at a Wendy's drive-through. Which has happened to me recently at a Popeyes.
Delicious.
And then eventually they're like, "Oh yeah, what do you want?" It's like, I'm leaving, sir.
I hate that. I hate that. with
I
a
know you
passion.
wanted me to go, but now I'm not leaving because you're open. It's 1:30 in the afternoon.
And then you order too
You're-
much food, so that way it makes them mad. At least that's what I tell myself.
I just ordered what I came there to get. Yeah, well, it would, but I'm also trying not to get to the spit level. But I may have gotten there already, so it's hard to say. Round two, pick one. Man, now it's tough to know what to go with, right?
It is.
Go with another main. You start taking sides.
Oh,
I mean, the number two, well, actually, it's the number three I had on here. I'll just go ahead and do it because I think it's a nice compliment. I think you know where I'm going with this. Go ahead. What do you think I'm going to say?
No, I'm not gonna say it because in case you don't.
I have no idea.
I would just take it. Whatever you're going to say, I was just going to take it.
it.
No, just kidding. McDonald's fries. McDonald's fries.
Classic move.
I don't know if there's any other fries that people say are better, like on a regular basis.
Yeah,
Fast food.
That's fair.
Have I had better fries sometimes from other places? Yeah. But on a consistent basis, McDonald's fries, even when they're not good, they're pretty
They're not bad.
decent. Yeah.
Still eat them. Okay. Well, you took the best fry.
Sure
I'm
did.
gonna take the best ring. Give me the BK onion rings as my
Dean, you were going to
two
go
pick.
full BK on this, weren't you?
No, I was gonna pick I actually almost went full Arby's on you.
Hey,
Throw
man.
my roast beef in your face.
I love that beef and cheddar.
Oh yeah,
I love the beef and cheddar. That is, I mean, it was a great choice.
it's childhood though. You know.
All right.
Sure.
So round two, pick three, and round three, pick one. Huh? All right.
Yes,
well,
sir.
then I'm going to go round two, pick three. Chick-fil-A waffle fries with Chick-fil-A sauce. Or any sauce.
Sorry,
whatever you
sauces
want.
weren't
Whatever
included
sauce
in
you-
this.
yeah,
All right.
sauce
Chick-fil-A
you-
waffle fries.
You don't think I'd say zesty?
Oh yeah, Dean wants to add zesty in.
Yeah, I'm throwing in zesty. Arby
Of
and
course.
Horsey sauce too.
And I didn't think this would
Not
be
on your
here.
beef and cheddar.
Oh yeah, I usually just go straight the horsey, but
On a beef and cheddar?
oh yeah, dude, it's so good. You kidding me? Bill
All
does
right, Bill,
Arby
what
sauce.
was the third round first pick?
What's wrong with- you don't like horsey sauce?
I do, just on a beef and cheddar?
Have you had it?
You're ruining it.
Oh, I'm upgrading it, my friend.
I mean, a dab will do you.
No, the whole packet. I want it.
The whole when they
squishing
used
out
to have the
side.
full bottles
I
on the
want-
tables.
I want mayo. I want my hands covered in horsey sauce. You know what
Yeah,
I bet you do.
I want to be wiping it off my chin.
No, that's not
Alright.
horsey.
We're gonna wash this bad boy down with a McDonald's Coke.
Going with a drink, huh?
Yeah.
Drinks
The
have too many
complete meal.
calories for me, so I'm gonna go ahead and take the double quarter pounder from McDonald's.
Are you? Are you taking a double QPC?
Oh, yeah, screw it. Throw it on there. Throw it in there. Tell you what,
Double
but
QPC.
if I ever stumble across
Woo!
a McDonald's Arby's Burger King combo, they're in for a rude awakening, my friend.
You
It's
know
gonna
what?
be a bad day for that drive-through.
I'm gonna go away from the drink also, and just take a classic. Because you know what? If I ordered these 3 things, I'd eat them all in the same sitting anyway.
I feel you, brother.
I'm gonna go with a Mexican pizza
Oh, nice.
from Taco Bell.
I mean, if it wasn't the Mexican pizza, it'd be like, oh, nice. But
You're a loser.
You don't like the Mexican pizza?
no, I like it. It's all
I used to.
Wrap it
I
in
used to.
if you fold it in half and wrap it in a tortilla, it's the same shit as everything else.
Well, it's all the
Taco
same
Bell.
stuff. But I usually just dump like 4 packets of fire on there, crunch it up, and mix it up and eat it.
Oh yeah.
And
Sounds
I'm
good.
like, it is. I mean,
Will you crunch it up like you use a fork?
Yeah.
And like
it usually comes with a fork.
I mean, like
I mean, I'll eat it like a thing, but not usually. I'll usually crunch it up, just mix it up, like we have a little
like a
Mexican
taco
pizza bowl or
salad
something.
almost.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, it's a taco salad.
Or maybe that's why I like it so much. I don't know. I do.
I
I've
mean,
loved the Mexican pizza.
That's
Dean,
true. It's true.
give us a fast food dessert.
Oh, fast food dessert. There's so many good options. Well, I'm gonna go back home. I'm gonna take that Hershey pie from Burger King.
Yeah, I bet you will. Dean
You're
loves a good
damn right I
Hershey
will.
pie.
Oh, I love getting Hershey
Bill?
pie.
Bill, you got a dessert that you would want to add in on there?
Man, I'm a big cookie fan. Like I love. I'm gonna go with the Subway 3 for whatever it is, $2.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say
Yeah.
their foot long cookie.
Yeah,
I'm
I thought you were
like,
gonna say the footlong. cookie.
it's like, dude, all their new additions suck.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
At least every time I've had it.
they're regular cookies. The 3 for chocolate chip.
3 for cookies. Cause like I've gotten the pretzel from there at least I think 2 times. I know 1 for sure, and it was stale and hard. Have you guys?
I've had the cookie and I didn't like the cookie. I mean, I liked it. It was still a
I've
massive
only had the
chocolate chip.
dipper, the dippers.
Yeah,
And that
the cookie
was
was more like cake though.
so average.
It wasn't.
I
yeah.
tried to get the pretzel twice, cause like I'm like, oh, that's gonna be good. Like that sounds like a nice other thing to have.
Yeah.
And then it was like, I don't know, maybe they cooked it like that morning and just they're like, oh, this one's left. I don't know, but it was just super hard and gross. I'm like,
Talk
"Ah,
about it.
that sucks."
Talk about one of the biggest declines in the food industry.
Subway.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they got away from the moneymaker.
The $5 footlong.
Yeah.
At least leave us one decent $5 footlong option,
Let it be the
Veggie
meatball.
delight.
or call it $5.99. We'll even take that, dude. You can't even get like any sub for less than 8 something anymore. I
Yeah.
mean, and that's on the low end. I mean, every time I get a sub, and I'm disappointed almost every time. I don't know why I do it, because it's convenient.
Yeah.
It's at least $10, $11
Mhm.
for 1 foot long sub, basic sub. And it's like, why do I
Yeah.
do this? Why would I keep going here?
Every once in a while, I get a hankering for Subway, and
Yeah,
every time exactly I leave, I'm like, I really wish I just gotten something else.
exactly. I'm with you 100%. The last 3 times at least I've had Subway, I'm like, why do I do that? That
Will
is such a
say-
waste.
I agree with you, but the last time I had Subway, I was kind of drunk, so it was
That's
pretty
different.
It was pretty
That's-
fantastic.
That's so different.
It was so different, but it was so good though.
The last dessert, I will go with the Arby's Jamocha Shake.
Delicious.
So if you guys want to think of any honorable mentions, I will go over our order. Bill had the first pick. Bill had Whopper with cheese, Chick-fil-A waffle fries, a McDonald's Coke, and the 2 or 3 for whatever cookies from Subway.
Chocolate
Dean had the beef and cheddar from Arby's, Burger King onion rings, a double quarter pounder with cheese.
If you're trying to
the
watch
Burger
your
King.
cows.
And the Burger King Hershey pie. Myself, I went with a spicy chicken sandwich from Wendy's, McDonald's fries, a Mexican pizza from Taco Bell, and an Arby's Jamocha shake. Pretty obvious I won that. If we're going over some honorable mentions, Bill, what do you got?
The Monster Burger from Hardee's is delicious. The Frisco Melt from Steak and Shake.
Oh, there you say Hardee's again.
No,
That's a
that's
classic.
You dirty dog, you.
The Frisco
Double
Melt
Hardy
from
and
Steak
John.
and Shake used to be really good.
Yeah.
The one thing that is not on their menu, they bring it out every once in a while, is the old meat boat from Taco Bell, the XXL Chalupa.
Oh yeah, dude.
Oh my god,
Meat boat.
that would have been numero uno on this guy's list if it was around.
I mean, a
I
regular
love-
Chalupa Supreme is
Oh yeah, I had a
top
chalupa
notch.
today. That's why I was like, man, what is that thing called? Is the XXL Chalupa, the meat boat? And then I always add extra nacho cheese and sour cream on it.
Does it even stay together?
Sodium
at that
be
point?
damned.
Does it even stay together?
sodium and my heart be damned.
I just see you sitting in your work.
I'll
vehicle
die
just
on this
covered
mountain.
in
Just
chalupa.
covered my hands are just
Just
nacho
shoveling
cheese. Yeah, that's I'm sure there's others, but a Baja Blast.
I do love it.
Never liked it.
Really? I love it.
Never liked it. It's not for me. I don't know.
It's fair.
I've heard you talk about it. I'm like, I feel like I should like Baja Blast. I just don't. I just really don't. I don't know what it is.
Anyway. Fucking freaking hater over here. on the
Hey,
Baja.
dude, I don't know what to tell you. You want me to
It's
just
okay.
lie?
It's
And
just
be like,
Mountain Dew,
I
bro."
love Baja Blast. But guess what? I don't.
Yeah, you do it to
I
pander to
don't.
the
I never
fans.
have. I've
Pander.
wanted to like it. And I don't. I just don't. I've tried it at least 7 times probably. I haven't liked it once.
Fair enough.
I don't know why. I just don't.
I'd say honorable mention wise, probably like nuggets from Wendy's or the McNuggets, I guess.
Just nuggets.
So many options.
I have a bone to pick with Wendy's nuggets, by the way. I don't know if anyone else has seen them, that they're smaller now. Last time I got them, they're like little baby triangles.
Yeah, they are small. Have you sauced
I
them
was
up? Have you gotten
upset.
them saucy?
I ordered a 30 piece and I want full size nuggets.
Is this not America?
This is not America no more.
Oh, and the steak AM crunch wrap from Taco Bell.
I had a few things, man. I mean, my favorite growing up was always a Big Mac. Love the Big Mac. I think it's still a good sandwich. I think the third slice of bread is probably unnecessary, but you know what? It is what it is. As another side, Wendy's baked potato, great option. Love a good baked
I
potato.
don't think I've ever had a Wendy's baked potato.
They're good, man, and they're not crazy. Like, just get a cheese. Just ask a cheesy baked potato when you're there. It'll just be a baked potato with lots of cheese, and it's delicious.
And then 3 triple Dave doubles or whatever.
Sure.
3 triple Daves, please.
I mean, I like more stuff on my baked potato, but I think that's the most I've had because somebody who used to be with it used to get that all the time, and I would just eat the skin and all the extra cheese.
So cheap.
Huh? Yeah. You like that cheese, Danny?
How about that skin?
I like crinkle fries from Arby's too. I do. I
They're
really
actually
like those.
they're not bad. Yeah.
I like those a lot. And the Culver's Butter Burger. Just to throw in there because they make good burgers.
One more. The Freddy's jalapeno double pepper jack burger. There's a place called Freddy's up here in Grand Rapids. So good. They do like smash burgers. It's like a steak and shake, but I'd say better.
Oh, little trick for those. Bill brought up a Frisco melt. I mean, you guys know I used to work at a Steak and Shake. If you wanted a little trick there that wouldn't cost you extra, you can substitute bread for no charge at Steak and Shake. So you could, if you order a single burger, a single cheeseburger, you can add a slice of cheese, sub the bread, and then add the Thousand Island. You basically get a Frisco
Without
for
bread?
the price of a single cheeseburger.
Oh, so you're saying sub out the sourdough for like a bun?
You sub in the sourdough.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean on? Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm with you now. I thought you were talking about
it's no charge
subbing the
to
bread
sub
out on
bread.
the Frisco. I was like,
No
I'm
charge
taking
to
the
sub bread.
calories, dude.
They don't upcharge to add like Thousand Island.
Mm.
And so you basically get a Frisco for, I mean, now you might seem annoying.
Yeah.
If you're eating in, I would say it's more likely just go ahead and do that. If you're going through the drive-through, nothing. I mean, it'd be fine. But I know me personally, I don't want to sit there and order all that at the drive-through.
Yeah.
Right? Be like, well, can I sub the bread and can I add this? And can I also get for one sandwich?
Literally as little substitutions as possible.
But that is a hack, a Steak and Shake hack. If you want to get a Frisco for the price of a regular single cheeseburger.
Okay. All right.
So cheeseburger, add cheese on a
The other cheese. What's the white cheese? Provolone. Because it's a yellow and white. Yeah.
Sub sourdough.
Yeah, sub sourdough.
They just give you the bread. They don't grill it.
I mean, because it's all made to order anyway, right? So you would already have to ask for Thousand Island and whatever toppings you want on the burger. So really, you're just subbing bread and adding, maybe that's mozzarella. I can't remember the two cheese. There's two cheeses, so yellow and a white.
Could just be white American cheese too.
Could, I just don't remember. A long time ago.
All right.
Yeah. So you're in there doing it. You want to get a Frisco for a single cheese? Yeah. Basically the same. You're just missing this much burger. They're very thin. So they are. Well, hey, great big threes, you guys. You couldn't go wrong. I'm looking at this list, baby, and I'm like, man, I'd eat that. Except for Bill's. I don't know. That's there's a Coke and 3 cookies. It's like,
send me that list. I'm gonna go out and
where's the food?
Try these
man?
out together.
I gotta go with fries and a Whopper with cheese. If I'm going for super fat meal, that's not it.
Well, luckily it wasn't pick your super fat meal.
Trust me, it is. Pick your super fat.
And make my beef and cheddar the half pound, please.
It's too much beef.
You want to be full? You want to be full or not?
That's too much beef. That's too much beef. Now you're missing the
know.
flavors.
I never get the half pound.
No,
it's always the.
I've gotten. What's the next one? Double over classic.
Yeah,
I've gotten a double, and I even thought that I was like, they just don't put enough of the other stuff on to counter the meat that's on there.
For sure.
We could go on about fast food for a while.
Yeah,
2 weeks ago, I got 2 classic beef and cheddar sandwiches. That's all I was going for.
That's it.
Well, yeah, I mean that's enough. That's enough. I mean,
that's also close to like $20 by then.
Yeah, no kidding.
Well, they got a 2 for right
I
now.
was hoping they had a 2 for in the app, but they didn't. So I just got 2 beef and cheddars. I get home to eat them. I'm sitting there and I'm like, man, these just don't taste the same. They didn't put the red ranch on it. It was just the beef and the cheddar, which is good.
Yeah.
But it's not what I ordered.
Beef. Right. Yeah.
That's not what I had. That's not what I was looking to have. It was so disappointing. I ate them in about 5 minutes, but
I've started adding extra red ranch on it so that I know that they would put it on there.
I'm afraid to
Make it
say that.
extra sloppy.
And then
I'm afraid to say extra red ranch into a drive-through microphone.
It's worth it. Get a side. Ask for it on
A
the side.
side. I should ask for a side. It just, yeah.
do you ever put Arby's sauce on it with it?
Yeah, I do both.
I don't want that flavor in there.
That's why I
Yeah,
don't.
you
tend
don't
to
like
go with
Baja
Arby's.
Blast either. So
I
Yes.
don't. You act like that's like a normal thing. Trust me, most people don't like Baja Blast.
I can imagine.
I don't know that.
Yeah, give me a percentage on that.
I have no clue. I don't know. It's still at Taco Bell, and so enough people do like it. But it is the only place you find it other than gas stations.
Yeah. Once they bottled it, I drank the heck out of it. I
Don't
like
you
I
bottle
like
that.
I like
bottle
the
that on-
Baja Blast so much. I loved it when it was
Okay.
in bottles. I thought it was better.
You know what? I tell you what, the Baja Blast, you can find it at Taco Bell and you can find it at gas stations. It almost feels like there's a conspiracy to keep that flavor locked up somewhere, which brings us to this week's Dean's Conspiracy Theory of the Week. Is it the
It's
Baja
funny you
Blast
bring-
theory?
I was gonna say I actually have a Baja Blast theory. No, I'm just kidding.
Do you really?
Oh, no. That
I
is
was like,
crazy.
no way.
No, but this one's a little bit more serious. This isn't necessarily
More
cons-
serious than Baja Blast? How is that possible, Dean?
How could that be possible? This isn't necessarily a conspiracy per se. It's a prophecy. And it's it's I mean that's
He's
just
like,
what it
no,
is.
We
this-
might need to
this shit's
we might
happening?
need to end
This
segment.
might happen. So
Okay, can we get back to Baja Blast?
so this prophecy is called the prophecy of the popes. It's a pope theory. So it's nothing like bad, but so there's a book in the Vatican archives that has predicted every single pope from 1143 all the way up to our current one, Pope Francis, right now. So there was a book that literally has every pope that's ever been up until now, that predicted all of them. Not they just wrote their name in afterwards. This is all predicted from 1143 all the way up to our current pope. The scary part about that is after Pope Francis, the last one, it says Judgment Day after him in the book, in the Vatican. And one of the creepier things about it is that there's a building in obviously Vatican City, called the St. Paul's Basilica. I don't want to probably murdered that, but
That's close. That's good.
is that pretty close?
Yeah.
But bordering around what I imagine is like the ceiling, is a picture of every pope that ever has been. So there's one picture for every single one of them. Hold on, I lost my spot here. and then okay, so yeah, there's a picture of every single pope, and after there's only one spot left after Pope Francis. And I guess they've always said that once the last spot is filled, it would be the end of the world. So what they predicted is that the time between, so pretty much they're predicting like when this could possibly happen. So they predicted that the time between the first pope they wrote about to the halfway mark took about 422 years. And then from the middle to the end, which would be after Pope Francis or during Pope Francis, would be another 422 years, and that would be the end of the world. And if you do the math, 422 from the middle pope, which was 1585, that brings you to 2027. So their prediction is that the world could end once that last spot is filled in the Pope chamber, or like possibly Pope Francis could be our very last Pope. I don't know if like his picture's even up yet. So once he passes, that picture would fill the last spot, and then that would be the judgment day per se. But what makes this even a little bit weirder is that Pope John the 23rd said that the end of the world would happen 2,000 years plus Christ's life, which adds up to the year 2027. So obviously this has a lot to do with what I would imagine the like second rising of Christ and the beginning of the 7 years of atonement, for those who have been sinners anyway. So the theory is that the world could end here within a couple of years, according to the Vatican and the prediction of past popes and different stuff like that. I thought it was pretty wild how it all kind of adds up, and how they knew there was an exact number of slots to put into the basilica or I think I said it the exact same but slower. I think so. But I mean, and then just thinking about like, is this like a real possibility where, because there's so many, world ending theories, right? They're everywhere. But this is something that has been somewhat predicted since, mid ages, before, anything. So I don't know. I thought it was a pretty wild theory, you could say, or possibly a prophecy. So what do you guys think of that?
I don't know, man.
It's hard to be like I can't, like, I don't know. I don't know. You know what I mean? Because it's like, if you're a believer, then I don't know. It's a very tough thing to argue against, but at the same time, there's been a lot of predictions, and this was a very long time ago when they filled this out, maybe. But then again, it's like, that's pretty specific, and they only put a certain number of picture slots up in that building. Do they know something that we don't?
Well, I mean, when did they build it? 15 something.
I know the book goes all the way back to 1143.
Okay, so you're in 1143.
Yes.
And you're like, we got to make this thing.
And they've
Right.
predicted every pope too.
Be like,
all the way up
let's
to our current one.
they're like, let's just put up like 80 spots.
Let's just throw them a few here.
I mean, we're not going to be here.
I think it's 46. So it's like an odd number too. Like, it's not like,
hey, I mean, it very well could be. Here's the thing, and I go back and forth on a lot of stuff. Not a denier, not a whatever. It just how close is the Vatican to aliens?
There's a lot.
And
of
what do they
on
know?
that.
There are, because they have their own observatory too that they've had for a very long time.
Yes.
And so there's an obvious curiosity between religion and outer space,
Right.
at least in that portion of it. And so for them to know potentially exactly what's going to happen when, there could be another outer force that's also combined with that. So that's where I'm always like, I don't know. I mean, we were raised in a religious way, and I'm not against that at all. I just think I get stumbled upon myself when I'm like, there's a lot of things out there Right.
Right.
So like you have to expand just how you think. It doesn't mean you're denying what you know or how you feel. It's a more of a I know enough to just not be like, well, it can only be this thing
Right.
and not have other things connected in some way. So that's what makes me wonder about the Vatican and Catholicism and how they feel about outer space and what they know about aliens and stuff like that, because I think they might know stuff and it's
I
just
think
one of
so
those
too.
things.
I guess
Yeah.
there's a lot of stuff just like in the books and stuff that they have that nobody's ever, been able to like research or really look through just because it's all, in their their chamber or whatever it is that they keep all the private stuff in that nobody's been able to ever really research other than, you know, past popes and people of the that are there, I assume some people have to, do whatever, but so it's very interesting. I've seen a lot of stuff like with like technology and just like, I mean, if you really look at it too, like this is going off the alien subject, but like giant people were probably more of a thing than we've always been led to believe. Um, Especially like they found like bones of giant humans before, and if you look at like all these doors that they have, like especially over in like Europe and stuff like that, they have these massive like doors on like churches and stuff where like okay, like maybe that was just designed that way, but then there's like the lock for it is like all the way at the top. Like why is the lock all the way up? Why is this door why would you even need to make a door this big to begin with? You know what I mean? Like just different stuff like that where it looks like it was made for somebody of a much larger status. Now, I'm not saying that's what it was. Maybe they were just like, we love massive doors and really hard locks to lock. But, we love
mean,
to put this ladder up here and climb and
the
do what we gotta
origins of a
do.
lot of those churches from back before the Middle Ages were very like that was like the churches were it.
Mm,
That was the everything of like the circle of their society, whoever they were close to around. So they did make those a little grandiose, a little more like that was, that was the place. And then the church made a lot of the rules of what happened,
yeah.
especially in Europe.
Yeah.
And I could see, I mean, yeah, I mean, maybe there's some giant things about, but also like they'd put it up there because everything's centered around that place. So like it would be nothing but a guy whose position was to have a giant ladder who went and unlocked it every morning, you know, up towards the top where wouldn't be able to get a ladder to go that high to break into the church or whatever.
It just feels, and I get what you're saying, like the whole grandiosa of it all, you know what I mean, especially back then. But it just it just doesn't make sense. It's just I don't know why you'd put the lock all the way up there. I just don't understand. I just don't get it.
Again, I think it would make it a lot harder because the people that would want to
Of
break into a
course,
church or the
it doesn't even have to
not
be
as
like
well off
there's
folks.
buildings that aren't, you know what I mean, that have those
Yeah.
doors that aren't churches too. But I don't know. It's an interesting conversation. And like I said, they've found bones of massive people before. And not to say that, there hasn't been like random stuff that's happened even in modern day, where you get these really huge people. But I don't know. It's an interesting thing to look into, and like what, like for me, especially now after doing this for like a year and a half,
Sure.
it's like, what exactly, like what is the truth behind a lot of this stuff? You know what I mean? Like, what are we being told and what isn't real?
You know what I'm saying? Because they lie. I mean, we all know that we get lied to all the time, regardless of whether it's about giants or if it's about medications or whatever. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So it's like, it wouldn't be far fetched for them to just be like, nah, they're not real, even though they were. You know what I'm
Could
saying?
be. I'm not saying it's off. I don't know. I guess with that one specifically, I'm like, I've read a lot about that stuff.
Yeah.
But that it could also be just what they wrote or what, I don't know. Like that. I don't put that past myself either. Like they just put that there. So you weren't like, oh, we had a bunch of giants running around and it's just not something you're supposed to know about.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like
that wouldn't surprise me at all.
It's kind of like, this is kind of going off the rails, but it's like before like 1930 or 20, dinosaurs were always referred to as dragons before. So to everybody before that specific time period, whenever they referred to, they just called them dragons. So then in I don't know if it was the 20s or the 40s, the education system completely changed due to the Rockefeller's board. I don't know the exact, I'd have to actually do real research on that, but they changed the education system. They got rid of specific materials, like from the table of what's the gold and aluminum, and what's that table called? What's it called? Table of contents, or where it has all the
scientific table of elements.
Thank you. Jeez,
periodic table.
All I could think of was content, and I was just like, "What is the?"
I wasn't
word?
sure what you were getting at there. I'm
But
you're like the golden,
the table of
gold and
silver.
I said gold and aluminum. But they took out matter, like dark matter and like ether and different things like that. They completely took it out of the element table, when now we've come to find out that these things actually do exist. And a lot of people have theories where like they're trying to, and they changed the word from dragon to dinosaur. So now when everybody thinks back, like, oh, dragons were just these flying, massive, fake mythical birds. But in reality, to a lot of people in the obviously early 1900s, it was very real. You know what I mean? Like in a sense of like, what they were taught about what we call dinosaurs now. But yeah, no, it's an interesting wormhole to go down.
For sure. I mean, I remember as a kid, I remember hearing from somebody who clearly didn't know anything. They were like, they tried to tell me dinosaurs didn't exist, never existed, because it wasn't in the Bible.
Okay.
And I said, well, what about the bones?
Right.
And I got hit for that. So moving on.
Yeah, no, that's it. Yeah, I'll dive into some of that later on.
Some idiots just don't realize what's going on. Like, it's just, you look at there's a concepts to things. You have to think outside of whatever narrow view, because there's a lot of different ways to look at a lot of things.
Yeah.
And not everything is wrong and not everything is right. Like, it's not all one way or the other, because one, we don't feel like we've gotten all the information.
Right.
Which sure. We don't. I think at this point in society, nobody thinks we've gotten all the information.
100%.
And two, we don't know everything.
Right. Exactly.
All we can do is based off what we're able to see and find out about. So it is interesting, Dean. I mean, I always think about that when we're talking about this stuff, because you just don't really know.
Yeah.
And that's why it makes what you're talking about super interesting, because we're just never really sure.
Right.
But I mean, there's those things, and there's things you can be absolutely sure about. And the one thing you can be sure about is having a great time during Wacky Bill's segment of Bill's Balls Games.
I was waiting for that segue.
I'm like, I don't know where I was going. I was just figure it out.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Wacky Bill's Ball Games. I
It's
haven't talked in about 20 minutes, so I am still here. Dude, great conspiracy, Dean, by the way.
Get you
That is crazy. Crazy to think about. In honor of not in honor, it's not an honor. New Year's is coming up. So for this week, we are going to do true or false New Year's questions. So first to five.
Dean won last time.
Yeah, I did. By a landslide.
Oh, it wasn't even close.
It's an ass kicking. I was
It
getting
was
those
actually
questions.
pretty close considering.
You did get quite a few right.
Oh, I got
5 to
4.
4. Yeah, it's 5 to 4.
Yeah, no, it was as close
It
as
was,
gets,
yeah, but it was
it's
never
fine.
really close, though. You know what I mean? It was one of those games.
All right, here we
Score
go.
doesn't really say the story. So.
Yeah,
You guys can both answer. True or false? They wrote this wrong. In Scotland, New Year's Eve is called Hogmanay.
I need to hear it in an actual Scottish accent, please. If it's really, you'll be able to do it. I don't know. I'll just say true.
I'm gonna go with false because that sounds more Polynesian than the way he said it. I gotta be honest.
It's fair. I have no clue.
It is true.
Yeah.
Boo!
Remember, I'm the pride of Scotland.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
1-0, Dean.
This is my Call of Duty gamer tag.
Clarence.
I was the pride of Scotland.
Clarence, where are you, Clarence?
I hope you're not too angry with me.
All right, 1-0, Dean. We'll skip that one because that's easy. True or false? Jingle Bells is traditionally sang on New Year's Eve.
I'll just say false, even though it
Yeah.
seems like you're supposed to say true.
I think it's false. There's no way.
It is false.
No.
It's
Why would you sing
all
Jingle Bells?
sign? I'm not sure. Okay. Next up. So 2-1, Dean.
You're supposed to go true there, Dean, but it's fine.
True or false? New
Nope.
Year's Day used to be March 25th.
False.
True.
We are tied up at 2. It is true.
Oh, really?
Weird.
I knew it. I
but
actually knew
true.
that.
Was Ryan Seacrest
Let's
there?
see. True or false? In Denmark, it's traditional to throw plates at your neighbor's doors.
True.
I'll say false. I think it's true though.
3-2, Eddie. It is true.
That sounds like a
It is
very European thing to do.
It sounds like something they do in Denmark, Dean.
They
True or
might do it other
false?
places.
You piece of shit.
In Scotland, it's traditionally
Oh,
good luck.
Aye.
It's traditionally good luck to have a dark-haired man enter your house on New Year's Day.
Aye, of course, lad. I don't know. I'll just say true. I don't care.
It's got to be false.
It's probably.
We're tied up at 3.
Oh,
It is true.
hey, lad.
Dude, we got to go to Scotland on New Year's Day,
Scotland,
right?
yeah, we're good luck.
Just walk
well,
into
we're-
people's houses.
We're welcome. Yeah.
True or false?
Like it's not your lucky day, lad.
It's 3-3 right now.
Yeah.
Okay. New Year's Eve is on the 31st of December.
Was it me first?
I think so, yeah.
Wait, you said New Year's Eve is the 31st of December?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I'll say true. I don't know if he's trying
I
to.
feel like I gotta go with true. Also, I don't know if I can say this. I don't know if I can say that's false.
I'm running out of questions.
Okay,
here.
4-4. Yeah, all right. Because I'm like, dude,
I was like,
I know these are trick questions, but
I was like, I think it's the 31st.
if I say it's false, like,
All right, true or false? 4-4. 10% of New Year's Day resolutions are forgotten by February.
false.
If I answer differently to you, is this your last question, Bill?
I mean, I've got one more.
You said false. Yeah. True, I guess. Just give it to
It's-
him.
It's not 10%.
Exactly.
It's actually 80%. Eddie wins.
Yes!
5-4.
Eat
True or
it,
false New
dude.
Year's Day edition.
That's what the New Year's about.
I did it for the pod.
Getting them
okay?
cheeks
I
wet.
did it for the time, okay?
After you were hand gifted last week's Bill's Balls games, I don't want to hear it.
I was not hand gifted that. I won that fair square.
You did win it fair and square,
That's right.
but it was gifted.
I don't
Yeah.
like what you're saying here. I run this impartial and fair
That was Bill.
every week.
And I threw that
You know
list
that's
away after we were done with this. You had to give me the answers to those questions.
Bill's Balls games.
Bill's Balls games.
B's, G's. One of the greats of the night. You gotta love it. Let us know what you scored below in the comments section. What we left out or what you had as your big 3 best fast food meal. Jason Dawson, I'm sure you're missing them 29-cent burgers from McDonald's from 1932.
Maybe a couple of hot now burgers. Or something.
A glass bottle of Coke for
But
a
I'll tell you
nickel.
what, we all miss those as well. So
Thanks for
let us
listening,
know. Yeah, dude, appreciate it. Let us know what you thought about that. Of course, your thoughts on the extended conversation during Dean's conspiracy theory of the week. And just listen to what you thought of the episode. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We will see you next week on Wake Up with the Sleepy Boys Podcast.
Here we go.